What's up? What's up? What's up? It's your boy Domuto. We back with another video today. We're watching Call Me Arj. Ultra Vegito meets the first of the top 5 strongest. Hey, look, top 5 strongest. I watched the Unreal Gaming version of the top 5 strongest not too long ago. So if you want to watch that, make sure y'all might be at the end of the video. It'll be at the end of the video. You want to check that out. And yeah. So now he got the top 5 strongest in his shit. And this video was before the Unreal Gaming one. So we'll see what's about to happen. Let's see what's going on. Let's go.
So our story continues with Margin Ultra Vegito on the ground, standing across from the still in the air new variant of Margin Buu. Vegito, though ready to begin, places one hand on his hip and confidently points towards the margin, saying, "So, this abomination is what Buu infused with my energy looks like? Not bad, I guess. Definitely an improvement, at least, over that tub of lard you were supposed to be.
Oh, damn.
I guess just my energy alone was enough to whip you into shape. That is what a true Margin Buu should look like." But the new Buu, not listening to a word Vegito is saying, instead stares in awe at his hand, marveling at his own power, thinking internally, "I have finally awakened, but I am not the same. My power has returned to me tenfold. No, even greater than that." But with his finely chiseled jawline, Margin Buu then stares back calmly at Vegito and lets out, "I do not know who you are, Earthling, but it is clear what you have done, and I must now thank you for freeing me. I am forever indebted to you."
Okay.
Leaving Vegito short for words as he comedically reacts in shock to the totally unexpected words coming from this all-powerful virgin of Margin Buu, as he just mutters out, "Indebted to me? Are you really Margin Buu?"
How about a nigga that can heal you? He's just as strong
But
as
also
you?
watching on and now confused is Goku, who comments to Shin,
the Grand Priest?
"Whoa, look at that. That Margin Buu guy just spoke a few words, and he's already made him lose his cool. Crazy. He must really be as strong as you say, Shin." To which Shin, who is also watching on closely, just remains silent briefly, before letting out cautiously, "Yes, Margin Buu is the strongest monster the universe has ever known. His power is unbelievable, Goku. Not a single one of us Kais stood a chance against him. But..." Before a more concerned and dismayed Shin then continues under his breath, But something is definitely very different about Buu this time. It's been a long time, but the nightmarish images of what he looked like back then will never leave me. This Buu is not the same." As behind him, the mental apparitions of both Fat Buu and Kid Buu appear in his memories. As Goku, noticing his expression, asks, "Huh? What's wrong, Shin? Is that not the guy you warned us about?" But the Supreme Kai, trying his best to not cause alarm, says back, "No, Goku. That is definitely Margin Buu. That kind of evil presence, I could never forget it. But for Buu to have been revived with just the energy of one Earthling, I have a feeling that this version of Buu may be far stronger than how he was before. Not to mention that the other fellow seems to be just as strong. I may need to call on Beerus."
That ain't gonna work either.
But though this was said with a hushed tone, Vegeta, listening in, is quick to recognize a certain name, as he thinks, "Did he just say Beerus? No,
Destroy him.
he couldn't
Damn, why you gotta
mean.
make a hairline like this? This
But
shit ain't that
meanwhile,
bad.
back with Vegito, in a contrast to all the
CallMeARJ.
panic, he just remains smiling with his arms firmly on his hips, saying, "You know, you speak a whole lot better than the Boo I knew. Gotta say, it's a very welcome change. But back to what you said. You say you're indebted to me, huh? Well then, make it up to me by giving me a good battle. You have my energy inside you, so you should be the strongest foe I have ever faced. And of course, the perfect training partner. Just what I need to get stronger, and just what I need to test the power of this margin seal." Blah blah blah. But instead of heeding what Vegito was requesting, the new Boo is quick to instead to dismiss him, turning his back and closing his eyes as he lets out nonchalantly, "You spoke too long for me to have paid attention.
Boy.
But listen, from the way you're staring at me, if a fight is what you'd like, then I refuse. Violence is not the answer. And I
Yeah.
slept long enough to waste my first moments with such a pointless task. I appreciate your efforts in freeing me, but my wish is to live in solitude.
Alright.
Good day to you, Earthling." You've got
the
to
fuck?
be kidding! As once again, Vegito's words are shot down and he is left with a humorously awkward face thinking, "I should have never given this pink flubber my energy. He's more hard-headed than even me." But soon his face turns to one of comedic annoyance as he grunts out, "I guess I can't blame the blob. My time traveling must finally be catching up to me.
Apparently.
Things are changing more and more from how they should be. Only explanation here is that my energy in particular must have had some sort of strange effect on how this boot turned out.
I mean, you got
What
some
a
evil in you,
strange creature. But regardless, as long as my power flows through his veins, then I could care less what he wants. All that matters is what I want! Vegito, now distinctly angered and pumped up, yells a battle cry as his body powers up while still in his base form.
but okay.
Before, without a moment's more notice,
I know, bro,
rushing
that
in
boy Boo
violently
look kinda too calm
at the
for me.
still standing calmly Boo, screaming out, "So be it then, Boo! If you won't make the first move, then I will!" Confusing the peaceful variant of Boo as he just stares wondering why he is being attacked, though not letting out a word as his expression turns to one of slight irritation. But as he launches his first punch, it misses completely, and uncharacteristically for Vegito, as Boo with perfect movement just moves right to the side.
Should know that was gonna happen.
Get away from me! And just as precisely, then returns fire with a whipping kick which smacks Vegito right across the face. Leading to Vegito quickly flipping gymnastically multiple times back. Before landing on his feet, skidding across the ground to a stop. But this of course doesn't faze Vegito, as even with a bruise on his chin, he is seen smirking, giggling.
Okay.
See, now that's more like it. Yes, I could instantly sense the untapped power within you from just that one kick. But now, I'm afraid it's time to fast track this little warm up. Time to take this a step further. With familiar fashion and completely in tune with the timeline, Vegito transforms into his Super Saiyan 2 state, spitting his black electricity in all directions while his margin symbol begins to glow red on his forehead as he yells, "Welcome to the power of a Super Saiyan!" As both Goku and
where's
Vegeta,
Gohan?
who though aren't close enough to hear Vegito's words, nonetheless react in shock as they see the familiar transformation, with Goku yelling, "What? That guy? Vegeta, I'm not being stupid, am I? Because that looks a whole lot like..." While Vegeta just interrupts, finishing his fellow Saiyan sentence saying, "A Super Saiyan?
Yeah.
How? This is absurd! He's even more powerful than Gohan was! He's even more powerful than me!"
Alright, get off your dick.
But of course, Vegito, being oblivious to the reaction
Alright,
of the
Vegeta.
Z Fighters, just then lifts his arm up and says, "Now, we can finally see what you're made of, Boo. I think I'll begin this course off with some finely carved pink salmon." Before immediately extending his Godslayer blade, sharp as ever, and looking Majin Buu straight in the eye as he does so.
Oh, straight eyes. I like that.
Swiping his arm back with a smile until... Dodge this, blob! Shooting off his energy blade straight forward towards Buu as if shooting out an energy beam. Traveling at incredible speed, within nanoseconds it reaches right in front of Buu, despite Vegito's distance away. But staring at it head on, with a notably unflinching mannerism, Buu just stares on quietly, not moving at all. Before, with a vicious barrage of slashes resembling what the God Killer did to Jin, Vegito slashes his arm in all directions as he screams with conviction. But despite all of Vegito's efforts, still with a completely unchanged expression, as if hardly trying, Majin Buu dodges every single attempt and slash,
Sure.
almost annoyed that such a poor attempt was even wasting his time. But Vegito, seeing this, is not disappointed, instead impressed, as he says, "Not bad. It seems absorbing my God Key has inadvertently given you mastery of autonomous Ultra Instinct. The way you move, you're dodging without even thinking, aren't you?" But finally, having listened to Vegito, Majin Buu is left bemused, as he mutters, "Ultra Instinct? What is that?" But the bewilderment soon turns to complete shock, as something far more surprising from Vegito then strikes Buu. "You did this?" As shockingly, Majin Buu is then seen, despite all of the dodges he was seen doing earlier, sliced through perfectly right through the middle, as his legs slowly separate from his torso.
Yeah, he did that.
And when we see Vegito, the reason why is clear, as he appears smirking now in his mastered Ultra Instinct form. White hair and all, as he lets out, "Well, you asked what Ultra Instinct is, and here it is, Boo, and with it, the kind of speed and power you won't be able to dodge so easily." As yet again, as violently as ever, Vegito begins swinging and swiping his Godslayer blade hundreds of times in an instant, his arms leaving after images of themselves as his eyes never leave contact with Boo's. And in the aftermath, the result is clear, as this time not a single slash is avoided, and and the entire upper half of Boo is then sliced and diced in all directions, eventually leaving Boo's torso in pieces, with every part separating like pieces of Lego until... Die, blob! As without warning, Vegito then fires a massive blast of energy that totally encapsulates Boo's body, making the monster vanish in the light instantly. And in the end, under the incredible power of Vegito, nothing but gas and dust from the charred remains of Boo are left behind, seemingly having been destroyed by Vegito, but not erased. As a still laughing Vegito just comments sarcastically, "Oh no, looks like I overcooked the little marshmallow. Guess with this margin seal, I need to start really getting to grips with my own strength, huh?" Margin! Boo! But of course Vegito is not the only one on the battlefield, as the Supreme Kai, who has never seen anything like this, just steps back in shock asking, Did he just defeat Margin Boo all alone?
Hell no.
He must have. He disintegrated his whole body! Huh? The confused Goku, though, hearing the Kai, then can't help but ask, Shin? So was that it? That Boo guy is gone now? That attack was pretty strong, and he was a Super Saiyan, so I wouldn't be surprised. To which Shin, who knows nothing better, just begins to nervously smile and let out, Yes, it does seem that way, Goku. Whoever your Saiyan friend is down there, he just saved the entire universe.
And the game
Didn't
dead.
even need the Z-Sword. Amazing. Amateurs! But Vegeta, having heard enough, instead bears an angry look as he turns to the duo and interrupts. What kind of Kai are you? You really think things would be that easy? Look closely instead of thinking wishfully. This battle is far from over.
Yeah, get a
As
counter.
when the scene shifts back in front of Vegito, the pink smoke and ash from before remains. And even Vegito knows what's going to happen next as he comments, Here we go! Time for Boo to do something disgusting again. As the cloud of pink gas then clumps together and forms a mysterious ball of pink cloud in the sky. And soon enough, its shape morphs once more, condensing, until even the shape of an arm appears and... As expected from the smoke, Margin Boo's entire body then reforms back to one piece, and notably without a scratch on him. As the seemingly
know about that Margin
annoyed
Boo
but also surprised by the power of
generation.
Vegito, Boo just grumbles in silence. Vegito, seeing this and enjoying every moment, would then just place his hand on his hip and let out, Yep, that's Margin Boo alright. What else could I expect if even Vegeta's self-destruction couldn't stop you? That regeneration ability of yours is truly next level. Not even Cell or Piccolo could ever come close to you on that
Hell no.
front. What an insanely useful ability to have. Stop laughing! But as Vegito laughs, finally a look of pure rage comes out of Boo, as burning hot steam blasts out
shit.
from the holes in his head and shoulders in signature fashion, finally yelling, It seems you will not allow me to be peaceful, Earthling. Fine. If you wish to bring out the other side of me, then you will to be blamed for what happens to this planet as a result.
Oh shit.
But the sudden change in mannerism, finally from Boo, only serves to excite Vegito even more, as his eyes open wider and he says with a smile, "What is this? Do I sense some anger here now?
You got a little anger.
Finally, you're starting to show the real you. I came here to fight my greatest challenge, and it looks like you're finally going to step up to the plate and... Shut up already!" As without giving Vegito a moment's more notice to finish his sentence, Boo shoots out with a look of rage straight for the God Killer. The speed of it though being so unfathomable, even in his Ultra Instinct form, Vegito is caught off guard, only noting the beast as their eyes meet inches from one another.
No, Vegito.
As Boo then slams his fist without warning straight onto the chin of the unsuspecting Vegito, sending the God Killer flying back unceremoniously, baffled by the sudden increase in power by the demon. But things don't end there, as immediately, now remaining ominously silent, Boo cocks back his right arm as if ready to punch Vegito again, even though he's so far away now. Get over here! Before then shockingly instead stretching his arm out immediately with speed, firing it off right after Vegito. No! 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 Get off! Until eventually, of course, grabbing Vegito by his ankle. Round and round you go, Earthling! Before using his monstrous strength to toss Vegito's lifeless seeming body straight through the air. What are you doing? As the helpless Vegito, who is now moving so fast, his mouth is distorting along with the rest of his body, screams in panic until... Boo increases the G-force and speed of which Vegito is moving even further by twirling him round and round in a circle, almost creating a cyclone with the speed of it. That's enough, I think, until Boo is ready to let rip. Letting Vegito, still grabbed by his never-ending arm, go straight into the direction of the same mountain the Z-Fighters and Supreme Kai are hiding behind. Of course, each of the Z-Fighters then become alarmed as Krillin yells, "Guys, we need to get out of here!" As Goku and Vegeta look on silently, but not too alarmed, but Supreme Kai just thinks in panic, "What? Does Boo know we're here?"
Of course he does.
No! But whether Boo did it intentionally or not, within moments, Vegito's screaming body collides hard and fast with the mountain, decimating it into rubble instantaneously. Meanwhile, up in the sky though, all the Z-Fighters, Shin included, had escaped danger safely. All the while, Vegito continues to be swung around like a mere toy, colliding into anything and everything under them. No! But a grunting in disappointment Goku can't help but comment, "Darn it, he's losing. He's going to die if this carries on any longer. We need to do something. This is our fight too." But the Supreme Kai, hearing this, is quick to interject. "No, that is not a good idea right now. Both of these two clearly are far beyond what we anticipated. We need to bide our time and fall back. That is the only way we can save Earth, Goku." But back with Vegito, the beatdown is still well and truly in full swing. No pun intended. As with one final slam, Boo then seemingly finishes his attack on the God Killer, slamming him once on the ground, back first into the distance. You're gonna pay for that! As when the smoke dissipates, an immobilized Vegito, flat on his backside, is seen struggling to catch his breath, just grunting vengeful words. I see you still haven't learned your lesson, Earthling. As unbelievably still carrying on his assault, Boo then slams his foot right through the ground where he is, sending it stretching through the earth itself until exploding out of the ground miles away, where Vegito lays to kick him right into the air. My spine! As Vegito once again screams in agony, as the middle of his spine was perfectly struck. And not one to end things that easily, Boo then vanishes quickly, his eyes never even leaving the God Killer. And much to Ultra Vegito's surprise and terror, when Boo reappears, in his arms is a massive concentrated ball of pink energy, enough to destroy a small universe, let alone just the same.
Damn.
I warned you to leave me alone! As without a care more in the world, he tosses it with all his might, straight onto the God Killer. The attack reaching Vegito so fast and with such overwhelming power that there isn't even much time for him to do anything in return, especially as his own body continues to skyrocket upwards due to the earlier kick. With his face now completely engulfed by the light of Boo's attack, with a final look of horror in Vegito's face, he just lets out, "No! This is my power!" Taking Vegito and slamming him straight into the earth, immediately causing a seismic explosion of untold levels of concentration, ripping apart anything that was in its path.
Damn.
Whoa! What power? That's Boo! No! No! We have no chance like this! This is ridiculous! Ugh! Krillin, be careful! As all of the Z fighters safely in the air are still blown back from the power of the explosion. But as things eventually calm down though, the explosion seems to have been controlled by Boo himself, instead dragging across the face of the planet, leaving a massive and deep crater behind.
Damn.
Leading to Boo then landing back casually on the ground, with his foe now defeated. Admiring his work momentarily, Boo just cracks his neck Piccolo style, as if it was just a warm-up for himself, as he lets out, "You're lucky. I spared this planet because now I'm hungry. Thank you once again, but you should have never pushed me to this, Earthling."
It ain't over now.
Before quickly just turning his back on the fallen Vegito, closing his eyes and placing his hands in his pockets, as he walks away slowly to presumably get some food. Wait right there, Patrick Star! But just as Boo feels a semblance of peace finally, a deep voice calls from the unknown, leading to Boo quickly turning his head in the direction of it, and once he sees what's in front of him, lets out, "What now? Did he really survive
you can't
that?"
take out Vegito just like that now.
As finally in the distance, rising from the crater, is of course Ultra Vegito, but looking remarkably different, as when we zoom in closer, we see his clothing intact, but his appearance has now changed completely to his final form. Long hair and all, with his signature black left eye, as Vegito says, Nice moves, Boo. I guess it's only right that a Boo made with my full power would require my final form to take down. Just as I had planned. Before a strange smirk appears and he continues, "Finally, Boo, you have learned to use the power I gave you. You are the only one qualified to test my true power on. So come now and face the wrath of the Prince of all Saiyans." That last line being detected by Vegito, who now completely taken aback thinks, "Prince of all Saiyans? Nonsense. What could that mean? Could he be Tarbell? No, impossible." But an even more confused Boo mutters, "The power you gave me?" Not knowing, of course, how he even was revived in the first place. Immediately, Vegito then arrives in front of Boo, who's quick to flinch in response. But as Boo looks down, he questions more. "What do you mean, Earthling? A Boo made of your full power? Explain yourself." And Vegito, now crouching and readied in his fighting stance, would then respond, "It's just as I said. You're only here because of my energy. You're practically my child.
Pretty
and
much.
If I brought you into this world, then I can take you back out." Immediately changing mood like a schizophrenic, launching straight for Boo with unrivaled rage and speed. Slamming his fist straight into the gut of Boo, who can do nothing to react, before still mid-attack yelling, "Come on! You can take more than that, can't you?" Before quickly slamming his foot straight into Boo's chest next. So hard, it seems to even cause the backside of Boo to blow up from being unable to contain the power. The shell-shocked Boo, meanwhile, just left wide-eyed in agony as blood spurts out from his mouth uncontrollably.
Okay. Knock his ass out, Vegito.
And the beatdown just continues to go on, taking payback for everything Boo had done earlier with a jab straight again to the face of Boo. Before a left hook that also lands, that stings the legendary demon even more.
Damn.
Now stay down! Before one final kick that sends Majin Buu flying helplessly all the way down to the ground. At least he thought so, as midway, Buu manages to regain himself by distorting his malleable body. Raising his head back to stare at Vegito, rumbling out,
Serious.
while Vegito would then just ask sarcastically, "What's wrong, Boo? You didn't really think you were stronger than me, did you? I made you, kid." "No one made me." As the constant comments from Vegito soon begin to get to Boo and enrage him like never before, with searing hot steam shooting out once more from his body. "I'll shut you up for good!" Leading to the Pink Warrior shooting straight for Vegito, head on and with no fear. But as soon as Boo swipes his arm, Vegito, with his speed and foresight now, instantly vanishes to the surprise of the demon. Reappearing only moments later, goading him. Too slow, Boo. You're going to need to do much better than that to be my challenge."
Try, Boo.
which results in Boo then jumping back to gain some distance before... In a roar to the heavens, Boo finally begins powering up himself, his whole body soon spewing out a ravenous pink aura that blows torrential wind in all directions in front of Vegito. But of course, our Saiyan hero witnessing this can only smile in response. So, you were holding back. Finally thought it was time to show your true power, eh, Boo? Huh. Took you long enough. As Vegito then in response powers up himself, his body surrounded in circling black lightning as a demonic look of insanity reaches his face and he yells, "The time has come! Allow me to unleash everything I have, Boo! Not even 10 minutes and you will have been proven worthy of my power!" As instantly, with no more words to be said, the two titans, who have no place in this universe at this time, rush in at each other with mirrored intensity and excitement. And with Boo now fully powered up, the start of their collision seems more or less equal, with Vegito commentating with a smile, "Oh, now I felt that one, Boo." And just like that, the duo would begin battling, far more evenly than previously, as each trades shots with each other. But all the while Boo grimaces, Vegito seems to be enjoying every moment. But soon things take a change when Vegito, in an unorthodox move, begins playing around, headbutting the demon head first. Peekaboo! Before instant transmissioning right behind the margin and... back healing the head of Margin Boo so hard, treating it as if it were a football. Sending Boo speeding like a rocket to collide back down on the ground within the mountain. But the sturdy Boo is of course still completely conscious, damaged and tapped in a cage of rubble. He only grunts with one eye open. Damn you! Boo! Hate you! As Boo, seemingly reverting to his primal state, breaks apart the rubble, powering in his right arm a massive ball of pink energy, just like he did before. But Vegito, watching on from above, unimpressed, would only comment, "That again? That wasn't strong enough to kill me the first time. You really think it'll do anything this time?" Before then outstretching his own hand in front of him, pointed down directly at Boo and saying, "Allow me to show you a real energy attack. One that will leave no survivors. Goodbye, Boo. Big Bang Attack!" Instantly, without as much as a single bit of powering up, Vegito rapidly shoots out a ball of energy of his own, this time from the catalogue of Vegeta's signature moves. Damn it! Quickly being noticed by a taken by surprise Boo, who then fires back prematurely his own ball of energy, more concentrated and far more powerful than before after his earlier power-up. Why won't you die, Earthling? And with all his might, Margin Boo pushes his own attack against Vegito's, even with the huge deficit in power. And as we look from afar at the two clashing beams, though there is a clear size difference between the two, Boo's willpower alone causes the two to be in deadlock. But seeing this all just brings a grin to the God Killer as he watches and lets out, "Impressive, Boo. You seem to have inherited not only my power, but my tenacity too. It's a shame though. In this case, you should have really known when to give up."
Damn, bro.
As suddenly Vegito's left black eye
shoulda gave up,
opens
bro.
wide, releasing a strange sound as it does so, as if finally activating on Vegito's command. And the result seems to leave Boo in stunlock, as when he looks to the side, he sees a sight that leaves the monster in confusion momentarily until... What are these? As shockingly on either side of Margin Boo, then appear the apparitions of God of Destruction Belmod and Beerus. As always, remaining silent, not saying a word. What are you doing? Before immediately, with the speed and strength expected of a duo of destroyers, each grabs and pulls back an arm of Boo, immobilizing him there and then, but at the same time also causing something else. No, I can't push my attack like this! Revealing that with his arms pulled back, Boo no longer can force his ball of energy to compete with Vegito's. As Vegito then... So sad to see you give up so quickly, Boo!
Hell.
Yelling at the top of his voice as the God Killer takes his chance and pushes back at the very instant he senses Boo's attack wane. From a distance, perhaps it never mattered anyway, as Vegito's big ball of energy triples in size.
Damn.
And literally begins to swallow up Boo's attack as if assimilating it into itself. Oh, no! Leaving Boo helpless still, tightly grabbed by the two destroyers as the Big Bang reaches closer and closer until... No! It reaches within centimeters of the demon's face,
Damn.
and all that can be seen is the shock and horror that now envelops him in his final moments. And in the end, nothing but silence is heard, as Boo's whole face is lost in the light.
Shit.
And what follows is of
tired, I
an
ain't lying.
explosion of
Like 3 in the
gargantuan
morning.
proportions
So sorry for
that
not
almost
talking.
takes up the entire area of the battlefield. Hold on!
Yeah.
What power! As all of the Z fighters, Goku and Vegeta included, are blown back by just the impact and shockwaves in the air it creates. While the all-powerful God Killer, who actually moves closer in, is completely untouched. Eventually then landing with a small thud on the ground below and walking through the devastation to whatever is left of Boo. And unfortunately, when we finally do see Boo, what's left is not much, as his entire body under the impact of Vegito's attack becomes completely deformed and disfigured, now looking like an extraterrestrial rather than a humanoid creature. But Vegito, almost as if expecting this the entire time, quickly lifts up his android arm and brings it closer and closer to the mutant Boo's face, saying, My, you're not having a good day today, are you, Boo? You look nothing like your usual self. Poor thing, suffering like that? Here, come to Papa, and I'll put you out of your misery.
What the fuck?
But before Vegito makes his move to absorb the energy of Boo, something unexpected catches the attention of the God Killer. Suddenly behind Vegito, a crash occurs. It's not clear what has happened yet, as in the distance, only a bunch of dust clouds can be seen. Vegito then tries to look in closer to observe what it could be. And on the ground is a totally new, never before seen figure.
The fuck is that?
Armored up to the T, caped, and with a mysteriously massive sword in one hand. The figure then slowly stands up and with a look deadlocked on Vegito alone, then says, "Congratulations, God Killer, for you are the first being since Lucifer to result in my summoning.
Oh shit.
I am the first of the 5 strongest, and this day will be your death, Vegito." First of the 5 strongest? Leaving Vegito in as much of a confused state
you're training
as the
in.
rest of us.
Alright, that was a good episode. That boy Boo was not budging, my nigga. Damn. But, you know, it's hard to beat Boo. You got to put a lot of effort to that one. And then my nigga Top 5 pulled up. Said, "Alright, I'm next." Like it was a 2K game. But anyway, shout out to CallMeARJ. Check out the last chapter right here. Check out another video right here. And, you know, I'll catch y'all next time. And did I tell y'all to like, comment, subscribe as well? You know what I'm saying? Peace.